Now, a United Nations inquiry says Eritrea may have committed crimes against humanity. The UN has released a report following a year-long investigation. It says the government has committed extrajudicial killings, torture, sexual slavery and forced labour. It also says Eritrea operated a shoot-to-kill policy at border areas to stop people from leaving. The UN says hundreds of thousands of Eritreans have fled the country. Many are trying to seek refuge in the Middle East and Europe. Daniel Mekonnen is a human rights activist and former judge in Eritrea. He collected testimonies for the UN report and joins us from Geneva via Skype. Great to have you with us. I mean, crimes against humanity, it doesn't get much more serious than that. And this is being levelled at a government, at the president of Eritrea. I mean, it seems astonishing.
It is indeed. It is indeed, because this is one of the few instances where we have a United Nations mandated fact-finding mission comes with such a very bold conclusion, pointing figures to the high-ranking government officials in a given state, and in this case, high-ranking government officials, including the Eritrean state president, are implicated for committing human rights violations that amount to crimes against humanity, and we consider this as a big success in our Eritrean cause for human rights.
Give us an idea of the actual cases that you're talking about.
Well, there are many of them, and as already mentioned by the report of the Commission of Inquiry, they include extrajudicial executions, torture, and detention without trial for many, many years that take in official and unofficial prison or detention centers. For us, the most horrific instances are those crimes that take place in these unofficial detention centers, which we call the Eritrean network of gulags. And nobody knows where these places are except victims who have been detained in those places. Of course, I mentioned it before, there are also extrajudicial executions, torture and sexual violations. You name it all, you name it all. It was very sad that the international community did not take note of these human rights violations for many years, but we're happy now.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be my next point, is that given that it's been going on for so long, why is A, so little known about it by the general global community, and B, so little action being taken?
That was very sad. That was very sad until recently. I mean, it's a combination of factors: geopolitical interest, the fact that Eritrea being a very small country located in that place of the world, and maybe there was not that much international attention, and we were always complaining about that. But sometimes we say better late than never. That we are not happy that the international community is taking note of these violations, and we would expect them to take more serious measures that are commensurate with the situation at the ground level.
What exactly do you want done?
It's obviously one of the measures that needs to be taken is, we are talking about crimes against humanity, and this is one of the 4 specific crimes that fall under the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. Of course, one of these crimes may be still debatable, but anyway, the International Criminal Court should be mandated to take charge of what's taking place in Eritrea, and the international community, through its relevant organs, should really refer the case of Eritrea now to the International Criminal Court. We are calling for the international community to do this because they have now a solid legal ground that is prepared by the Commission of Inquiry.
That's a huge case. Let's see if any action is taken. Daniel Mekonnen, thanks very much for joining us from Geneva.